Hi guys, Victor from Tech Heads here. Before we get started today, I would like to announce once again that our Patreon is officially live, but this time with some extra features. When you sign up, you officially become a producer of the show. This means that you will get access to exclusive behind-the-scenes content such as our extensive show notes. On top of this, you will also have access to the episodes 4 days earlier than everybody else. If this sounds good to you, feel free to check it out at patreon.com/techheads.
4, 3,
Now
2,
on with the show.
1. So, here we go.
How you all feel tonight?
Put the sandwich down and get back to work. Clap.
I know,
All
right?
1, 2, 3, clap. Perfect. Yeah, sorry, I cut you off, but we were discussing fast food.
Yeah, no. So at McDonald's, I really like their fries. Obviously, I feel like they're so famous for the fries, you know.
Yeah, they're
and the
goated.
McChicken. Yeah, I know. The McChicken is my favorite. I will get like a Big Mac, you know, every now and then, but yeah, fast food is just I just feel so crappy after eating it. It was the Wendy's was the fastest thing I could get now, so that's why I'm like, that will do, you know, because we're going over to our friend's house this evening for like a puppy play date.
Aww.
So we might end up like having something to eat there. So I didn't want to eat anything too too substantial. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Augie.
Yeah.
We just hosted my sister and her boyfriend this past week. Sam made like pulled pork in the crock pot, and oh my god, that was it was so tender because the pork was in the crock pot for like 8 hours. Insane. And it just shows like how, yeah, sure, there's some effort, but the good thing about the crock pot is that it kind of just does it on its own. You just set the timer and like walk away. But the difference in the homemade, food, I was even telling her, I was like, whenever we want barbecue, there's a place over here by us that we go to, or Four Rivers. But I was like, this was much better than that.
Wow.
So nice. Yeah, it was delicious.
I got to pull out the crock pot. I haven't used it in probably a year and a half. I think I made like spinach and artichoke dip last time I used it. And it was also when I was vegetarian. So I haven't even used it for like anything with meat. So I should look up a recipe for this week. That'd be fun. I miss Four Rivers. Oh my God. That actually depresses me that we don't have Four Rivers out here, but we do have good barbecue. But I did really like Four Rivers.
Yeah, we use the crock pot like quite frequently when we're making, like, if we're in the mood for tacos, we use that instead of just cooking like the beef in the like in a skillet. Because I don't know, there's just something like, I think the slow cooking process just adds like so much tenderness, to whatever kind of meat that you're making, that it just turns out so much better. So that's probably like the most frequent thing that we use the crock pot for. But we've made like what is it, like pork loin, like the long piece of like pork, and then just throw like the carrots and some like other veggies and like the seasoning in it. Oh my god, it turns out incredible. Like it's such an easy meal to make, like a quick cleanup, and so good. So yeah, I remember we invested on the crock pot that has the actual timer, because the one that Sim had before, there was, I think, a crack on the actual, like on the ceramic part of it, so we're like, let's just buy a nicer one. And I was like, yeah, this is really nice because it's just set it and forget it. And then
I was waiting for you to say set it and forget it. I was gonna say it and I was like, I bet she says it. I'm just gonna hold off and hear you say
yeah,
it.
that's the whole, I feel like that's should be the slogan for crockpot, you know.
They say that about like
forget.
all the QVC things, or like the those like as seen on TV products. They're always like, set it and forget it. But then the crock pot is like a legit, kitchen item that isn't gimmicky at all. It's been around for probably decades at this point. Like it's almost like an insult to say set it and forget it, but it's genuinely true,
Yeah. I'm not really a big person that, like, I'm not big into cooking. Sam definitely does more of the cooking, but if it's a crock pot thing, then I hardly call that cooking, because she's like, just throw these 3 items in the crock pot, set it for like 5 hours, and then we'll have dinner ready when I'm home. So I'm like, okay, that's perfect,
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's like the pork that she made. She had made it once before, so she bought like a big pork shoulder from Publix, and she was home that day, but still, just like threw the things in there and stirred it up every couple of hours. But yeah, after 8 hours, oh my gosh, it was just amazing. I highly recommend anyone to try that. But obviously, like, it was a lot of meat. That's why we had my sister and her boyfriend over, but also for other reasons, because I have some pretty exciting news, actually. So last Saturday, the reason why I think I told you I was booked up for the weekend was because I proposed to Sam. We're engaged.
Oh, congratulations. I wish I had the soundboard to do the applause, but I mean, whoever's listening right now, whatever you're doing, I don't care what you're doing, stand up and clap because that's incredible. Oh my God.
Yeah,
you did say you
really
had some
excited.
news. I kind of maybe suspected that, like, oh, that could be it. I don't know. Like, I feel like it could be coming up soon. That's amazing.
Yeah, we're really excited.
How'd you do it, if you don't mind maybe divulging?
Yeah, no, of course. And I will send you some pictures too afterwards on Slack. So here's like how the whole thing started. Like we've been talking about it since the beginning of the year. And then the first thing was, like what kind of ring does Sam want? So we started going to like ring stores, to try it out, see what kind of ring she wanted. Because I didn't really want an engagement ring. I told her I wanted a watch, so I was like, I want a nice watch.
Whoa.
And to start like my collection, because I started wearing, analog watches again because I got a little tired of my Apple Watch. So I was like, okay, let's focus on you on the ring so I know what you want. We went to a couple of places, to see exactly like what kind of setting she wanted, the materials, the diamond cut and all that stuff. So it was really exciting. And then I think after like 3 trips to a store, we ended up finding the ring that she fell in love with. So I bought it right there and then, like on the spot, because they were also having like, some incentives and whatever. And I bought it and she knew, she was with me, she tried it on and I talked to the salesperson, we worked it out and
Wow.
we walked out of there with the ring, but so because I wanted to make sure that I got the one that she wanted. So it wasn't a total surprise that I had the ring. She already knew that I did, but she didn't know how I was going to propose. So after I got the ring, I talked to my sister. She offered to help like plan out the proposal itself. And I decided I like threw some Pinterest ideas. I wanted to be cheesy, but also like sweet and also and get some good pictures, that we'll be able to remember.
Yeah, you have to.
The moment.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. It was, it's a pretty big milestone and I wanted to make it look nice. So we decided to go with like a garden proposal, and then we got some candles to make it in the shape of a heart with like rose petals in the middle. And I went to, the proposal happened last Saturday, but I went to the actual location, this park that I had never been to. It's about an hour out from where we live, to scope out like the areas, because it's a beautiful park called Block Tower Gardens.
Oh,
in
yeah,
Haines
I know
City.
somebody who proposed there too. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's amazing. Oh my gosh. I had never been to such a pretty park. Like the grounds are so well kept, so pretty. And I wanted to find like they have some locations, it's known for like proposals and weddings and all of that, because it's so picturesque. But I wanted to find a smaller area that was not listed on the website, because I wanted to make a little private, not like use up, like one of the huge lawns that they had. And also for us to get like some, like a little private moment for ourselves to take pictures and, and keep it, to ourselves, not like kind of like showcase it, but the place was kind of empty on Saturday anyway. So I went there on like the Wednesday before the proposal day, drove out after work and then got there and started, taking a bunch of pictures, recorded videos and was sending it out to my sister. But even before, like the location, we had already picked. I just hadn't picked the exact spot like at the park itself. So that's why I went there in person. And then I told my sister, I was like, here's the map. This is the place. And the plan was that my sister was going to drive out there with her boyfriend on the morning, of the proposal on the Saturday to kind of organize and decorate everything with the props that we got. So yeah, up to that point, I had already decided how we were going, like what decorations we needed to order and everything. So I was shipping everything out to my sister's place and we were, staying in touch. And yeah, so she drove out there with him in the morning. And then I think like around 11 a.m., I told Sam, I was like, yeah, I have, earlier in the day, I was like, we have a breakfast reservation at this new place I want to check out. So be ready. Okay. It's going to take a little while to get there. But yeah, so we went to the park. She had never been there. And walked up and everything was set up. So my sister and her boyfriend, John, they were recording and taking pictures and everything. So we got a bunch of pictures and we were both so excited. It was romantic. It was very special for us. And yeah, it was something to remember for sure. So yeah, we ended up having them for dinner. To thank for like their for their help. Driving out there and like helping me. My sister helped me like pick out everything that we needed for the day.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, we're pretty happy. Sam now gets to wear her ring all the time because she was always like, "Can I try it on again? Can I try it on?" Because she knew that I had it, but I was like, "That's not a point."
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll show you. I'll send you some pictures so you can see it.
You got me cool. You got me crying on the pod right now. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah,
so stoked for you guys.
Yeah, we're so excited. We're still waiting on or kind of like enjoying the, engagement bliss. We're not really sure like when we're going to do a wedding celebration or whatever kind of party,
You're going to want to do that. I feel like at least get a date soon because people are going to hound you and be like, when's the date? When's the date? Like
I know.
That's all you're going to hear for the longest time until you figure it out. I feel like that could be so like, I don't know. It's also, I think it's so rude when people are like, when's the date? Like, don't presume that we've got this all figured out. We just got engaged. Let us enjoy our time. Like, exactly. Like what's the rush?
Yeah, exactly. We want to enjoy this too. And then we'll start thinking about it. Also because Sam has one of her brothers, he got engaged last year. And I think they're going to get married sometime in the summer of next year. So we didn't want to like have both weddings, too close to each other. So I told her, I was like, we can wait and see like if they don't decide like when they're going to do theirs, then I guess we can just like, if we want to, like schedule something ourselves, then, that's fine. But yeah, we didn't want to like have the weddings to be too close, especially because it's hard to get like the same people to go to like, 2 weddings within like 3 months, So, and yeah, we're kind of just having fun now, having like, we have ideas and, we write it down on the list or whatever, but we're just enjoying like the moment. It's only been a week, so we kind of want to have fun too and, enjoy the time that we're living now. So, yeah.
Are we going to get a watch reveal anytime soon?
Oh, yeah. Actually, yes, I will do a review. I mean, I have it right here, but I can show it to you. But I could probably do like a more thorough review. So this is my first, there we go. My first Swiss watch. It's called a Tissot. It's very nice. I love it. I picked it out actually the day after because on the Saturday was the proposal. And then I told Sam, I was like, oh, yeah, I know. I proposed to her. And she's like, well, now we have to find your watch, because I kind of wanted to like, like do the proposal, for like on her side. So we had dinner reservations on the Saturday. And then on the Sunday, we ended up going to Disney Springs here because they had like a jewelry store and they sold this brand that I have been eyeing up, and I found the watch. I tried it on and I love it. Now I have she actually got me like 3 watches, but 2 of them are from Amazon, because they're they're kind of like, they kind of look like a Rolex and an Omega, but obviously it's not the original. But then I was like, oh, I would like to have a Swiss watch, you know. So we found the Tissot, and I'm pretty happy with it. So now I have like a little 3-watch collection, and I get to switch up, you know, every couple of days. So I'm pretty excited about that.
So cool. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What exciting news. Jeez.
I know. Yeah.
Congratulations to you. We're gonna have to talk a little more about it soon too. Oh, you guys are here, right? Sorry. Yeah, we're on a pod. Yeah. Well, like I said, whatever you're doing, you know, give Anna a shout out, congratulate her, clap, you know, do all of that stuff because that's huge. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm so happy for you. That's amazing.
Thank you.
A little celebration is we're on episode 51, and I thought, you know, in honor of it being episode 51, I figured, well, why don't we start off the episode with some fun facts about Area 51?
Oh, nice. Good call. I feel like that number is just so tied to that, you know, to Area 51 that it was the first thing I thought of.
Exactly.
I didn't even say anything, but
Exactly.
good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. Okay. So I have quite a few here, but let's see. So the first one is that the U.S. government didn't acknowledge the existence of Area 51 until 2013, which actually is funny. That coincides with the year that I actually was very, very close to Area 51 because I was on a road trip, and I was, you know, we were in Vegas, and then we were driving to Yosemite, and that drive it takes like all day in an RV, so we drove right past Area 51, and that summer was when they disclosed, like everybody knew where it was, you know, but that summer was when they actually disclosed like the location, and they're like, yeah, it exists, here it is. So you can go on Google Maps and type in Area 51 now, and it shows right there. So we did that on our way there. We drove past it, and I got there's a picture of me somewhere online, I don't know, but I'm actually skateboarding in front of it.
What?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, pretty.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, pretty funny. We were kind of close because it's not too far from Vegas, actually. So yeah, we've been in the realm of Area 51.
Wow.
Yeah, funny. And then we actually, you know, we were just saying how like that number is just so associated with the location of Area 51, but we still don't know why it's called Area 51. They haven't explained what 51, the significance of that number means. Like we just have no idea.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe it's one of, you know, many different areas where they also do undisclosed, you know, things with aircraft and whatnot. So who knows? I don't know. Then the first UFO sightings in Area 51 were easily explained. So I was reading that the first few, they were actually by commercial airline pilots. So they would be like flying at like 10 to 20,000 feet, I guess. And then they would see on their radar that there's aircraft, but they couldn't see where it was, like anywhere. They're like, what the heck? But then I guess what was happening, at least this is what the government tells us. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I have to say that when we're talking about Area 51, this is what they tell us. So we were eventually told that the aircraft that they didn't know what they were, the UFOs, they ended up being U-2 aircraft that the government was doing, you know, test flights on at 60,000 feet, so much higher than where the commercial planes were. So that was like, oh, okay, I guess it's not aliens, you know. But like I said, that's just what they tell us. We still don't have definitive proof. They also don't talk about, obviously, what they do there. But there are people who have worked there in the past, and since they don't work there anymore, they can basically like talk about it, or maybe they're not allowed to, but they do anyway. There was one guy, I don't know how long he worked there for, but I think he was a veteran, and then he worked there after his service, and he confirmed that he didn't see anything with aliens, but he did like say that they did, you know, some crazy stuff. Like one of his jobs was to like kind of clean up unusual accidents So one in particular, I believe, was when there was like a secret, airplane or whatever that they were working on, and it crashed. And there were people, it was a family, I think, just on vacation on a road trip. They saw the crash happen, and they basically had to like Men in Black them and be like, yo, you didn't see this. We're going to pay you. Like, you cannot talk about it. And the family took pictures with their film camera. So they had to destroy the camera, like all this stuff. So he told that story. He's like, yeah, I had to do that. Like, that was part of my job. So yeah, pretty funny. Like almost Men in Black-ish, just like with the little thing with the flash. Yeah, so funny. Yep. Yeah, that's what I learned about Area 51 this morning, actually.
That's so cool. It's really funny that you bring this up because I just rewatched Arrival sometime last week. I love that movie.
So cool.
So good. Yeah, it's so good.
I love it.
And there's the movie Nope by Jordan Peele that's coming out as well, or just came out or something. And some of the trailers look pretty crazy. Nope. Yeah, right. And I don't know if I'll go out to the theaters to watch it, but I have watched like his previous 2 movies. So I want to watch this one, whenever it comes out on like TV or whatever. Streaming. And yeah, it's really cool because Sam is a big like alien nerd. She loves like watching the documentaries about like conspiracies and all this stuff. Yeah. I think it's so funny. And sometimes I just joke and she gets a little mad and she's like, whatever. Like, if I like it, I like it, and I'm just laughing. I'm like, look how ridiculous some of these theories are. I mean, come on. But it's all in good fun, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
And
everybody has that, I think, with their partner. There's always that thing. Yeah. Like astrology is a big one with people.
I know. Yeah, that's true. That's a good one too. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's cool that you looked into that. It was kind of a coincidence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I don't go to the movies a lot. I don't really like going to the movies. But I've seen his past 2 movies. I guess they're, his only movies, but I've seen his movies always in theaters because like the first one blew me away. I just happened to go see it in theaters. I didn't know like he was going to just, do it to us like that, like with such an awesome movie. Right. But his second one, Us, I was very excited for just because, he had a lot to kind of show up for. He had a very great, successful first movie. So the pressure was kind of on, and I saw it in theaters as well, and it did not disappoint. I loved it. You saw it as well.
I like that one too.
But like a Peele movie, I don't know. I think you have to go to the theaters at this point to see it. I don't know. You could say that about every single movie, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm being very biased, but that is one I would rather watch like in a theater. Yeah, it's just gonna be like,
that's a good point.
It's gonna be like just so much more like you're in it.
Right.
We saw a movie. It was like Where the Crawdads Sing. We saw it in theaters, and we only saw it because Dylan like read the book. But if she hadn't read the book, like we wouldn't have wanted to go see it. I mean, I didn't want to see it to begin with, so I just kind of went. I went for the popcorn at that point, But
right.
At that point, like for a movie like that, it's like kind of like a romantic-y coming of age tale. I feel like you don't have to go to the movie theater to see stuff like that. It's not like you're in the moment. You're like in the scene. It's like they're just, you're going through this girl's life. Like it's a great story, whatever. But I don't know. That was one I was like, we could have watched that at home, dog. Come on.
Yeah, I get that too. I recently went with Sam and her 2 friends that we're gonna see later today. With the puppy play date. And we went to watch the Jurassic Park movie that just came out. Honestly, it was a bit of a hot mess of the movie. So
it actually looked good in the trailer,
Yeah, the first one with Chris Pratt, like, about the theme park and all that, that was pretty cool. I like that one. But the second one, I feel like it was, it was still good. The third one, I feel like they just really didn't know like which direction to take. And
weird.
Unfortunately, I have to agree with some of the ratings that I've seen, like not just Rotten Tomatoes, because they can miss, like the critique on movies. But the overall like rating for this movie is just not very good, and unfortunately I have to like agree. I mean I had my attention on it the whole time, but it was just a little bit like too all over the place, you know. So they brought back some of the original guys, you know, like Sam Neill and Laura Dern and Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, Jeff, that's right.
Yeah, right. But I mean, I don't know, like if it really redeemed like the whole story, you know, unfortunately. There's nothing like the original. Like I mean, it's unfortunate sometimes. I feel like with these franchises, I heard that the new Top Gun is really good, you know, and it's not like a remake. It's, I guess, like a continuation to the story that happened 40 years ago. But yeah, this one, unfortunately, I feel like they just, I guess it was one of those things. They're like, yeah, we are rebooting the franchise. We need 3 movies to go with it, you know, and maybe it could have ended like in the second movie if the story was a little bit different. This one was just a little like a hard pill to swallow, unfortunately, you know, especially for like a big blockbuster. I think they could have done it a little better, but
you heard it here first, guys, from Anna's Movie Corner review. 2 thumbs down for the new Jurassic movie.
Yeah, right. Save your movie ticket money. Just watch it at home, you know, like while you're cooking dinner or doing anything else. You're not going to miss much. It's one of those movies, unfortunately. You can just have it as a background noise.
All right. Well, next week we'll have another movie lined up. We won't talk about which one it is now because we maybe just don't even know. But we'll maybe we'll have watched another movie or 2 by then. You can pick one, see if people should go to the theaters to see it or if they should still watch it, but like maybe watch it at home, or if they should just avoid it altogether, you know?
Yeah, this is a cool new segment that we should do.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I've been watching a lot of I mean, let's not even get started with Stranger Things. Oh my God, was that good? I don't know if you watched season 4. Did you?
I haven't.
Like the whole season?
I haven't even. I've never seen the show.
You've never seen it?
No. I know.
Oh my God. This was the best. I mean, the first season was pretty epic, you know, like it was where it started the whole thing. But this last season was so good.
I've heard.
So good.
I've heard.
Oh my word.
It's just like a behemoth of a show at this point where I feel like I know I will like it and I know that I should watch it, but it's just like I don't even watch TV anymore.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me, but I know like there's exceptions to that rule. Like if there's a really, really good show that people are like, you have to watch it. Like, you know, eventually I cave in and I watch it. So I think that'll happen eventually with Stranger Things, but it has been harder for me to like be like, oh, okay, let's sit down and watch this. Like, I don't know. We kind of put stuff on in the background. We don't even watch it at this point.
Right.
I don't know, but we really should buckle down and watch it. I mean, maybe part of the thing is like I think Dylan's actually kind of seen the first season or 2 maybe, and she just hasn't been like, oh, let's watch it. Like, I don't know, maybe she's kind of lost interest or whatever, so I'm not sure. But I mean, judging by your facial expressions, and I'm sure the audience could even hear your facial expressions, like how good it is clearly. So, and you are the expert reviewer on TV and movies now. So I mean, I feel like I have to listen to you and at least check out a few episodes, you know?
Yeah. I know that it would be like a lot to catch up on, but you know, because they said that the 5th season to come, I think next year or the year after, is going to be the last one, because they're not going to drag the show on and on and on. Like there is like the writer said that there's like a very tight, like, you know, like a story loop that they were going to close, you know, so it has an end. And that was something they had already defined from the beginning of the show.
Whoa. And
I like that, because just like Breaking Bad, you know, like you have to go out on a high, like don't prolong it just for the views and whatever, you know. It's nice that they're gonna focus on that. Just like Ted Lasso is the same thing. It's a really good show. I love that show. And the 3rd season is gonna be the last one, you know, so I'm really looking forward to that as well. But yeah, Stranger Things was pretty epic. I think that seasons like 2 and 3 were, you know, kind of okay. But they really like came out with like the big guns for the 4th season, and it was pretty cool.
All right.
Like the last two episodes, I think, in season 4 was just like, oh my gosh, I was mind blown. And like you said, I've struggled a little bit with watching even a movie, like a 2-hour movie, because sometimes I feel like movies have gotten longer and my attention span just does not last that long anymore. I always pick up my phone and then I totally lose whatever's going on.
Right.
But but some shows are that good that you're like, holy crap, like this is really, really nice. Like,
hard,
I'm
yeah.
glad that I'm watching this. Yeah. But yeah, I recommend it. Especially because you won't be disappointed, like as you progress through the seasons, it will only get better. And I'm hoping that the last season is gonna be pretty epic too. So
I'm sure they'll deliver. Hopefully they do.
They got that Netflix money now, so
yeah. Oh, true. Yeah. They probably don't even have a budget cap, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna go out on a high, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on. So this just crossed my desk this morning. And I think it's only been, kind of circulating the internet for the past like 12 hours. So it is pretty fresh. So, and I don't know if I don't know if it'll ever be fixed or what, but so there's this they're calling it an Easter egg on YouTube. I'm not sure if you know about any like current Easter eggs on YouTube, because they're not totally foreign or new. There's some that have been around for a long time, but like one, for example, that a lot of people know is like if you're on YouTube and you're watching a video and then you just type without like having a text field selected, if you just type the word awesome, the progress bar and the volume, they turn rainbow and they like start flashing instead of like the red.
No way.
Yeah, you just type awesome and it'll do it. Because I guess YouTube is always listening to the keyboard input, even if you aren't actually selecting a text field. So it's because you can pause and play with the space bar. There's all those little shortcuts that you can do, like fast forward and whatnot, without selecting an item.
Yeah.
So
right,
it makes sense. Maybe like for testing purposes, they were like, before they even implemented all the shortcuts. Are you testing it right now?
Yeah, I was going to.
Yeah.
Well, I'm listening. Sorry, I'm still listening. Oh my God! Wait, what? It is flashing something weird. Oh, that is so weird.
Yeah, isn't that funny? My theory is like, okay, the devs like doing it at the time, they're like, okay, let's just do something to like see if this works. Because I mean, you and I do it all the time. Like when I'm working on something like for work, for instance, and I'm coding, just to like test something that I'm implementing. Like I'll do something outrageous just to see if something works. Like like a slideshow on a front page or whatever. I'll do like crazy colors just to show something is visible, like the size of a div or whatever, without having to highlight it. Like, just like stupid stuff. And I totally have the power to put my own Easter egg into a website that I make for a client without them ever knowing, but I wouldn't do that. But, people who work at YouTube and Google, I'm sure, they have their little jokes, and the people who were probably building YouTube before Google acquired it, I'm sure with the original team, they put in their little jokes here and there, like the awesome thing. I think it's really an old one. Nobody probably knows for sure, but there's a new one that was just discovered, I think, like yesterday. Maybe some people already knew about it, but it started circulating yesterday. So if you're still on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. Yeah.
Okay.
I got it here.
So like, click on any video, and you don't have to play it. But just like go to any video. So when you do that, if you go to the URL, it'll say like watch ID or something like that. What's in the URL at the end?
Yeah, watch, and then the question mark, like the query V equals, and then an ID, like an alphanumeric.
All right. So remove the H from watch and then hit enter.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ew. That's so funny.
It's a YouTube channel called 666, and it's just like this 2-minute video of like just a nightmare video. I don't even know what it is. It's like some weird demonic loop of horrors, but
oh my God, that's hilarious.
yeah, nobody has any idea about any of it, but I think you can also remove like the C and the T maybe like one at a time, and it'll still take you to that video. It doesn't have to be the H, but it's like like people just say the H, I guess, because they haven't tested it too hard. But I started playing around with like removing characters from the URL this morning, and actually I don't know if like this one is as hot as this one, because this one is just like a weird, disturbing trolley video. But I removed a couple other letters. I think I removed the A, and then I put an I just to see like what it would do if it was which. And it took me to like a Minecraft video or something like that. So I'm like, what the hell? This isn't an Easter egg. Like, this is an exploitation, I feel like. Because like, why would a developer want you, unless they were like, they quit and they were really mad, they're like, I'm gonna do something before I quit. It's just so funny, like how I don't know.
That's exactly what I was thinking too, because I know I took a course in like SQL injection is like the number one data exploitation that you need to be able to handle and or like not allow. And that's funny because YouTube is huge. Like, how would they not handle this? I feel like it's almost intentional. That they're like, it's just gonna lead them back to our platform, and it's gonna get people talking about these Easter eggs. So hey,
hopefully more comes out about it very soon, because I would like to know as well. The only thing I could find was like some forum on Y Combinator, I believe. Like 2 or 3 people just talking about it, and one of them was like, oh, there's a dev I know that just quit, and they did some shady stuff, and that could have been him. I'm like, okay, this could be just some troll saying that. Who knows if that's true? But I would like to hear more like affirmative news about it and be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But honestly, with like this sort of stuff, like you literally might never find out about it. Like there's so many hacks that like have been just they're like a long lost mystery. I mean, except for the NVIDIA one that we talked about with the 12-year-olds just like absolutely hacking the biggest companies in the world. But I mean, probably wasn't them in this case. It could have been. It was probably it would probably be an internal sort of thing, I guess, is like the most viable likely option. But it's just such a weird one to do if you were external, like it's a weird attack to do if you weren't already working at YouTube.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is very interesting that they allow you to mess with a URL like that. But yeah, hopefully more comes out about it. I mean, this is really interesting. I had heard like either on Reddit or just by reading, stuff like online about like Easter eggs on like these prominent platforms, but I didn't know about the awesome one. That's kind of cool. It is.
It's a cute one.
Yeah, the URL one, that's very surprising that it wouldn't just like break and I don't know, take you back to the homepage or whatever, or give you like some kind of like I don't know, not found, or like 404 not found error or whatever.
And it does that when you mess with the URL in other ways. Like, cause I was testing it this morning. I was trying to see like, what could I do to break it to make it actually take me to a 404 page? And it was really easy. I don't remember exactly what I did, but it is surprising that query isn't also included in the redirect to the 404. So I don't know. Yeah. There's also one there's one that's like an infinite loop. So if you get directed to a page, I guess that page name is like, it's some sort of loop. I don't really know how to explain it, but like it like redirects to a redirect of a different page. Cause like, I think if you have a YouTube channel, you can have it so that when people click on it, it redirects you to a different YouTube channel. So they like somehow put that redirect in the ID of the video channel or whatever on the URL. So then it's like an infinite loop of redirecting. Right. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. More to come. I would definitely want to do like some more reading, because I love this stuff. Like it's so interesting because I mean, it also goes back to these are all things that are being designed by people. So some of it might be either like a mistake, or like an oversight, or it could be intentional.
Oh, my
You never
bad.
know, like
I linked my favorite video, the 666 demonic baby video.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, my bad, boss.
Yeah, that disgruntled employee that left is just like, good luck, you guys. Remember, this is something to remember me by.
The URL
This is-
guy, he was in charge of URLs at YouTube. They're like, make sure this doesn't do anything stupid. He goes, got it, boss.
By the way, I quit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I actually, there was one thing, and like YouTube unrelated, but I was reading something I get these random emails from like Quora, with like good questions and whatever.
Same. I don't know how to
that people
unsubscribe from it.
Yeah, I know. But there was one that was really cool that I've been trying to find it again. I think I should just go through like my trash bin because it's I want to bring this up on the pod. There was this guy that because like when I was when I was at UF, a lot of the courses that I took, you had to like write your code, make sure that it worked locally, but you had to like, essentially copy and paste your code into like this grading system, grading program or whatever platform. And they would like run your code, compile it, make sure that it, like checked off all the boxes that the professor had, set up for the assignment. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm familiar with that. And then the guy was like, yeah, so it turns out that I think in Canvas, like the education platform for the school, this guy had to submit a code and he submitted like a snippet of code that like crashed the whole grading system. So I think the professor ended up just like giving A's to everybody or something. But I was like, how is that? Isn't that crazy? Like, I mean, like like a sophomore or junior year computer science student. And I was like, then this guy crashed the whole platform because it ate up all the processing power from the servers because it could not finish that loop. Just crashed the whole thing because I think he was running late. Like he was only minutes away from the assignment deadline. And he just submitted the thing in like, one of those like text box fields, crashed the whole thing. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool though. But I mean, I'm going to try to find that email because I want to share. I want to like get the specifics. This is all I remember from it. It was a while when I read it.
We'll do a story time about it whenever if you find it. That'd be cool to cover. I would like that.
I know. Yeah. I was like, this is pretty cool. I mean, yeah, the guy's just like, yeah, there's no chance I'm going to get this right. So I might as well just crash the whole thing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But yeah, it's interesting, like every platform still has like some vulnerabilities, or like scenarios that you can't plan for. And like even, I mean, YouTube, whether they're aware of these, Easter eggs or not, you would think so, especially with like the kind of like, engineering power that they have. But you never know.
I mean, you got to expect some sort of like mischievous activity from, 20-something young 20-year-olds given the power to like explain how a computer works front to back. Like, of course, if you're going to try to use software to grade them, they're going to, somebody's going to, go against the man and try to break shit. So I think it's like, you kind of had it coming to you, teacher. I don't know. I think it's really funny. Like, you give them so much power because you're teaching them like the ins and outs of like the science of computers. I think it's just I think it's funny that like you have to have that. Probably every class in every university has to have one delinquent who is obviously a genius. You have to have one. Like, they're the curious people that they just want to see what happens when you break things, and then when they figure out how, they can do whatever they want. And yeah, I'm surprised we don't hear more about, like doing fake, like hacking like the grading system somehow and like manipulating your grades or whatever.
Yeah,
I haven't heard enough about that. Like because remember like in Ferris Bueller's Day Off when he like changes.
Oh my god, I was just gonna say that. Yeah,
what he changed? Like I don't know if it was his grades or it was like the amount of days he missed of school.
Oh yeah, I think that's what it was. The absences.
Yeah,
yep.
I'm surprised we don't hear more about that unless like they're so successful they just don't talk about it. I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know, like some I feel like some from like recent history, like some guys want to, or like hackers, they want to be acknowledged, but others are just like, psh, I'm not gonna say a thing, like I'm not gonna take credit for it and not take credit for it. It happened, but no one needs to know it was me, that kind of thing. And yeah, so I feel like there's so many things. I mean, I would love to be like a fly on the wall to, in like some of these government agencies and like see how really think like, how, I don't know, how these things really happen like a higher level, or like even big tech companies, like how they're how they're getting hacked, because if you think about it, like it has to be, it has to come from someone so capable. It must be insane. Like, the, like the level of ability that some of these guys have is kind of awesome. But
when it's
but yeah,
not social engineering, like that's when it's like, oh, that's not that impressive. I mean, it is, but at the same time, it's like it's not like out of the movies where you just like raw dog it into their system and you like find crack the code or whatever. Like the people who they find pictures of people's employee IDs and then they copy it and then they like they manually go in or whatever, or like phishing through sending like a company looking email. So then like the person opens it and it's like it was a fake one. Now you've put us all in danger.
Right. Yeah. No, it's cool. Like even watching Mr. Robot, like that is a pretty legit show because of I think that they did like their research, like the tech, because a lot of like the hacking moments you see in movies are just so ridiculous. Like it's like this
Wait, what do you mean?
screens.
I thought they were all like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like the UI is so pretty. Meanwhile, a true hacker is using a Linux terminal. Like that's all there is, So that show is really good. And another one that I kind of wanted to rewatch to see if I pick up on, like things that I didn't notice the first time around. But that show is pretty good. Like it shows, like that guy was a genius. And it shows like how so much can be done, like behind a computer, like if you really know what you're talking about. But yeah, it's so it should be cool. We should definitely keep this going. Like look out for like Easter eggs and stuff.
Maybe we can. I mean, I didn't discover the one that I found this morning. Like I saw the comments. Like so, like millions of people have also found the video as well, like the Minecraft one or whatever it was. But yeah, it would be cool to like discover one.
Yeah,
that'd be so funny.
That would be. I know, right?
When we did the, I forget what it was called, like Black Box or like Hack Box. Do you remember?
Oh yeah,
when we did
I remember that one.
I really liked that. That kind of felt. I don't know. People who are like hardcore hackers, they say it's gimmicky, but it's like okay, but we're not all hardcore hackers. We're just like dipping our toes in the water. We want to see what it's like. And yeah, I remember we were at our old job and I was like, yo, you should try this. I was able to do it last night after like hours. And then I think you took like 20 minutes. I was like, Jesus, I'm dumb.
Nah, it was no, yeah, but those are so cool.
It's like a little treasure hunt.
Yeah. They're really, really cool. I remember when I took that one class at UF, like one of the requirements was to like try to participate in CTFs, but at the CTFs, like it's very fast paced and some of the tasks are impossible to like, to figure out what it's even asking. Cause you need to know like what kind of commands, what kind of tools you'll be able to use. But even like some of the exercises, like, I don't know if you've heard of Wireshark, which is like it tracks like the, packages sent to like between you and the server and all of that. Like,
okay.
And you can see like, sometimes you can see like the contents of the packages, like between your machine and whatever, like the requests like that you get. And, yeah, that one was really cool. It's, a tool that I've heard, like even at our job, we use Wireshark, sometimes to see like what issues, our clients are having if they can't tell us ourselves, because sometimes we deal like with end users, not IT people. So yeah, that one was really cool. There were like so many other tools that right now, I mean, it's been like almost 2 years since I took that class, but I still remember like a few things here and there, and that was really cool. But the Hack the Box, I think there are a couple of like these what are they called? Is it like a treasure hunt or is it I can't remember the name of the word, but they have these little challenges, to like where they can. I think that some of them they first teach you some of the tools that you might be able to use. And then they give you like a word or like a sentence, and then you have to kind of decode from there.
It's a clue,
figure out.
The Hack the Box one was cool because you literally can't sign up unless you do it. But like, I don't think it explicitly says that at all. You just like you go to the website, you're like, wait, why can I not sign up? I want to sign up. So then you're just like, okay, let me put on my developer hat. Let's see what's going on in the console. And then sure enough, it's like, hi there. And then it links to like the line. You're like, let me check out the code there. And then it says like a little, another clue. And then you have to like decrypt it. And then you have to, encrypt it. And then it spits out something else. Like I remember like doing a little bit of that sort of work. And it was just really like, it was fun doing that,
Yeah. Those things are very cool.
And then we could sign up.
Sure. I know. Yeah, exactly. That was pretty cool that, they had you do that even before like going in to sign up or, I think, what was the one that we recently, I think I showed you that it looked like an old like Windows, OS. I can't remember now if that was anything like that. I know it was like some sort of challenge, but I don't know if it was like hacking or whatever. I'll go through our Slack history or like my previous notes because I think it was kind of like a, like you had to find like the Easter eggs or whatever the clues. But they built the site. Yeah, I know, right? Oh my gosh, I remember Clippy. That was cute. But yeah, that was those are like so many cool things, that you can do like with ethical hacking and all of that. So much, so many different platforms, and they're super interactive. It's not just like watching a course, taking some notes, or like reading about it. Like you actually get to do it like all hands on. And at work, I just installed the WSL, terminal, which is like the Windows subsystem for Linux. And I have like a Linux environment in my Windows machine, so like I can use VS Code to code like in a Linux environment, which is really cool. I used that for one of my classes last year, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it again, because why not? Linux is awesome. It really is. Maybe one day I'll go through with the idea of like building a PC, or actually for at our like current gig, after 2 years that you've had the laptop, they give you like the opportunity to get a new one. They kind of like transfer the ownership, so you can keep the laptop and then they'll order you a new one for work. So I think when the time comes, I'm probably going to install Linux on this computer here. I mean, I still have a while to go, but yeah, I'll probably do that. Just turn it into like a Linux machine.
Did I tell you I have 2 work laptops now?
Do you? Oh, that's awesome.
Maybe I talked about it when the new Windows OS came out. I was just in the office and I was just talking to the IT people, and it was the day that it was released to the public, and one of the guys was like, yo, do you want another laptop? And I was like, I mean, is it on the hush hush? He's like, yeah, but no. I'm like, okay. So I never use it, but it has, what is it? I can't even keep count. Is it Windows 12 or 11?
11. Yeah, 11, that's the new one.
Yeah. So like I used it a little bit because I wanted to, he really wanted me to run tests on it to see like how things would break or work since they're running on the new Windows. So it was more of just like, okay, like, you can do a little more, you can do a little work for me. And I was like, oh yeah, I mean, I'm down, sure. But my main laptop, oh my God, I cannot wait to get an actual new one. It is so slow and I cannot take it anymore. It's awful.
Oh, your Mac, like your personal one?
Actually, yes, that. But my work, my main work laptop.
Gotcha.
Because the one that the IT guy gave me, It's just like I can't have some certain software without my my actual senior developer actually doing it for me. I don't have the brain capacity to install some of the stuff without his help, and he like kind of set up my laptop. So, and I haven't been like, yo, can you help me out here? I'm sure he would, but I don't even want to bother him to do it again on a second laptop. So I'll just wait till the 2-year mark, probably get a new one, hopefully, because I would love that. But oh my God, yeah, my MacBook is not doing too well. I mean, even throughout this call, I'm surprised we've made it through, but it has completely frozen like maybe 5 times throughout this call. So then like everything just goes black, and I'm just like, I'm pretending that I can see you, and like I'm like, but I can hear you fine.
Yeah. Right.
But and everything is still running. It's just like it just goes away, and then the moment it unplugs from the charger, it'll just completely shut off.
Damn.
So it's a little risky. Like right now, like I haven't saved the recording, obviously, because it's recording, but I'm pretty sure if I accidentally unplug something, it would just all be gone. So,
oh my God.
And on top of that, it's
scary.
just, it's so slow, it's sad because it's really not even that old. It's from 2016, 2017.
Yeah, that's true. It should, like I feel like unfortunately, like the fragility of the newer devices, like the newer technology tends to be a lot more sensitive. They're not made to last anymore. And compute, like I've heard of people that had Macs for like 10 years, like from like 2010 to like, I don't know, recently. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're still able to run that thing. And like, depending on, like the level of usage that and the kind of performance that you're expecting, if you're just like using it to check your email and browse the internet, you should be fine. But obviously for like more performance intensive things, then, you might need like a better processor or an SSD or, RAM or whatever. But yeah, that's why it's funny because I told Sam, I was like, I haven't even been using my laptop lately. I paid a crap ton of money for this one, that I just got like in October or November or whatever. Don't get me wrong, I love the thing, but I really do not use it enough to have paid this much on the computer. So I am like, I have to find something to do with this computer, because I need to make sure that I justify the cost. Like otherwise, it's like a pile of money sitting on my desk, and I'm like not doing anything with it. But I mean, I don't regret getting it. I just want to like use it more, because otherwise it's kind of like pointless. I could have just gotten a computer that was half the price, still an Apple, computer, or like a Mac, a smaller one, maybe not with like the 32 gigs of RAM or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, they always get you. I feel like I fell for the trap so hard because they're like, how many people do you think are going to order this and not even going to use it, and yeah, I was one of them. It was the FOMO, like, oh no, I got to order it, otherwise I won't get one.
Right. Well, in your defense though, you had been like talking about it for as long as I had known you. So I was like,
that's true.
That it makes perfect sense that you had to get it,
Yeah. The laptop that I had was it was older than your laptop that you're running now, because mine was I got it in 2016 before I started the boot camp, but it was like a 2014 or 2015 model. It was the one right before the Touch Bar one, the first, the MacBook Pro that came out with the Touch Bar. It was the one right before that, so it was a very good laptop. I mean, once I got the new one, I, told my sister, I was like, I'll give it to you instead of selling it, like I'll give it to you. And cause she needed it, cause she was using her work laptop for everything. I was like, no, here it is. Like I don't need to sell it. Just, she gave me like a couple $100. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. So I, cleaned it out, like, did a factory reset, had like installed the latest OS or something like that, and it was running perfectly, like for what she needs, which is she just needs a browser and her email. Like, don't need like the computer is actually, despite being old, is probably too much for that, So
I might go PC.
It should last her a long time. Ooh, nice one. I mean,
I don't need a new laptop or anything right now because I mean
mm-hmm.
I really don't use mine as much as I used to now that I'm an adult and I work 40 hours a week. You know,
Yeah, right.
I just, you know, I don't, the last thing I want to do when I'm done working really is like go on my other computer, you know, unless I'm watching YouTube. Like I honestly, I use it every night to watch YouTube or my phone, but
Right.
I don't like, other than podcasting, I mean, there's not really much going on my laptop. I don't know. We might have to do another like coding challenge and then present something on the pod just so I can open up my actual personal code files and see what's going on. But
yeah,
I am tempted to do. I don't know if I would want to do I don't know if I would want to start with a PC build, but I think I would want to get like a tower and everything, like have like at least a basic setup that's like, you know, moderately priced, nothing expensive at all, but with the ability to eventually upgrade things here and there. Cause I mean, that's what I think would have been nice with, you know, my MacBook. If you could just upgrade a part or two, like very easily at home and like just order it online and just unplug the old thing, plug the new thing back in. Like I would love to do that with this, but I'm like, wow, I that is like a thing that people always gripe about with Macs. And I'm like, yeah, I totally get it now. You know, you're spending so much money, like at least with a PC, you could have the same tower for like, you know, years, but like you got a new like CPU, GPU, got a new like graphics card, like every other year, like, you know, it just keeps up.
Yeah.
It's like a car.
Yeah, no, that's so true. That is like something that, you know, I almost, I was really invested. Like I was even talking to one of my buddies here, and we went on PC Parts Picker, you know, like I found like a good list and it was a pretty, like, I mean, honestly, it was less than half of what I paid for this laptop. And then all of a sudden Apple announced it and I was like, oh, but I've been wanting a laptop for the longest time because I love Mac, you know, and it's much more portable. Like if I build a desktop right now, I can't take it anywhere with me. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, I can unplug the tower and see, you know, like if I can find another place that has a monitor, if I want to take it with me. But like, let's say, you know, I'm going to spend like a week away. We're going to go visit, you know, Sam's parents up in New York. What am I going to do with a desktop? Like, why would I take that with me?
Exactly. You have to have both, it's silly. You know, it's unfortunate, but like, I think my ideal world, I have a MacBook laptop and then I have a PC like full setup, you know, because I genuinely love both. Like I love using both for different reasons, you know, but work has really taught me to be like a lot more, what's the word for it? But like, I don't know. I enjoy using PC so much more because of work now. At first I was like, this is yucky. Now I love it. Yeah.
You know, I actually just created like a virtual machine on my Windows laptop with Windows 11, you know, because I was like, oh, I want to try it out, you know. So my boss was like, oh, hey, look, Windows has this thing, you know, like it's a platform and you can create some virtual machines within it. You can install Windows 11, try it out there, see if you like it. So I did, you know, like the setting up of the virtual machine wasn't that hard, but the problem is using like the internet from when I'm connected to the VPN, you know, at work. And I tried to like boot up the VM and use the internet to browse, you know, like to browse something on Chrome or whatever. It cuts out the internet on my local machine, you know, and so I can't find a way to like use them both like in sync. And apparently like I did like some light browsing before work got on the way, but I already have the VM, you know, so I've been trying out like Windows 11 to see how I like it. I mean, the UI is very clean and nice, and I'll probably upgrade once the, you know, the update comes up on my computer. It still hasn't. I think there was like an incompatibility with like a driver or something or other. That's why it hasn't shown up. So But yeah, I really have grown to love this computer, especially because of how fast it is. It's a gaming laptop.
Yeah,
Like
that's
it
right.
it really has like handled everything I've thrown at it. Like sometimes I feel like it is a helicopter in the room because it's so loud. But for what I've needed, to do, sometimes like it's been very intensive, like some of the builds, especially now, like these past couple of weeks. But yeah, it's been very good. That's why I am gonna be very excited, if I get to keep it at the 2 year mark, because it would be like a really good, like second, like Windows or Linux machine or whatever I decide to do with it. But I didn't know that. I mean, I had heard of MSI obviously, but I am really happy with this one that I got. And because I had the option to choose a Mac, like to in the beginning as well. But I had heard that some people had problems, running the software and the platforms that we need. So I was like, you know what? I'll just go the safe route, go with the laptop that people have been getting recently. But maybe for the next one, I will get a Mac.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah, I still have like another, I don't know, year and a half left. So
Got some
when the
time.
time comes, I'll think about it. Right.
Ah, nice. Oh, what about we can do recommendations.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I think I shared it with you on Slack, but there is this extension on Chrome called Tab Ally. At the recent hackathon at
that's
work.
how you say it. Oh,
Yeah, it looks like Tably.
That's what I thought it- yeah.
But I think it's Tab Ally. I'm not sure.
That
One
makes
or
a
the
lot
other.
more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so we I was part of our hackathon, like one of the hackathon projects that we just had in product engineering.
I forgot to
Yeah,
ask
that
you
was
about that. Yeah.
It was really cool. It was a lot of work. We had like, a few late like nights, but it was worth it. It was worth it to make sure everything was in working order. I had a good team, and we were mainly focused on like improving the accessibility of our product. So in the product that I work at our company, we have like this navigation, like the left navigation bar that a lot of our other products have. But yeah, we were focused on our own, and we just wanted to like implement, being able to navigate with like arrow keys, not just the tab bar, So this extension was really good because we first needed to understand what the software was, the one that is current in production right now is doing. In the extension, basically, if you run it in like any page on the web, it shows like all of the tab bars, that all of like the tab, every time you press tab, where would it land in the page? Like it has like a full diagram of the page. So we compared it like before and after, after implementing like the arrow key navigation that we added to the code. And yeah, that's how I came across this one. But I was like, it's really cool because like accessibility, I think, has been gaining more and more traction, because you have to accommodate your site, not just for people that have disabilities, like or in case you don't even have a mouse, like you should be able to navigate with, like kind of like ease to get things and not have to tab like 100 times to get to like a link at the very bottom or something. And you'll be surprised at how nifty and kind of complicated this was. It's set like it feels like, oh, okay, you just added arrow keys. You would think it was just like a simple, what is it, the document find and then element, but it's because of the way that nav was structured, the navigation bar or the navigation menu. We took us like the full like 4 days or something to be able to work everything out.
Wow.
But yeah, it paid off. We had a cool presentation, and we're hoping that the product team looks into it so we can implement it and then eventually share with our clients that this is a feature that you can use like your keyboard, to kind of like navigate up and down and open your documents and put things into focus without having to use your mouse. Because I remember in some previous jobs, like when I only used the keyboard to do everything, like, you had like letter shortcuts to go to some of the options, or, the space bar and escape and things like that. And I was really quick, because the mouse sometimes really does add like a couple seconds to a task that should be like, 2 keys, and then you get to the screen that you want. You don't have to like click on it and whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we did, and that's how we came across this Chrome extension. So it's available for everyone. I just ran it on The Verge, and you should see it's kind of like it has red everywhere, showing like all of the tab, where the tab will land. But yeah, it's a pretty helpful extension, like when you're working with accessibility. It doesn't just show, I think it shows like the tab, but I think it has like other details, about the way the page is structured as a whole. So it's really cool that it's a free tool that you get to use.
I was going to try it out when you sent it. And then I was like, oh, I don't want to open Chrome because it's literally going to shut down my computer because it's just too big of a behemoth. My computer cannot handle Chrome, so I only use Firefox. And I looked for a Firefox equivalent, and I couldn't really find one. I'm sure there is, but I might have to risk it and try to open it later just to see, because I want to see like exactly how it works, because that'd be really cool, and something that maybe I don't know. I think that could be used for a lot of different things. Not just like.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, on something like Notion or the Bear app or Slack, like we have all these little shortcuts that just like when, like, I don't know, the first time I got introduced like to those like cool like slash or like colon sorts of shortcuts was Slack, and
love it.
My brain exploded. I was like, oh my God, you can make a shortcut out of anything and avoid mouse work. It's just like I love when I open something new. Like when I first got Notion, also, I was anticipating cool shortcuts, and when I started learning about them, I'm like, that is so beautiful. I love that you can just do that. You don't have to use your mouse. And then the best is also when they implement the same shortcut on mobile, because obviously you would use your fingers as your mouse, but like you can type out the thing instead of clicking on a button to do the thing, you know? So I just love that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
and,
me too.
Yeah, it's so cool.
I know.
Tickles my heart, I love it.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, it is really great. I've been using the reminder feature on Slack like you have never seen. The / remind me and, like for anything and everything at work. Yep. Oh my gosh, I'd live by that thing. It's so good.
Nice. I made a whole work dashboard in Notion. I have like my personal life dashboard, and then I have a work dashboard, and it's like it is the brain. It's my brain at work now. It's amazing.
Yeah, Notion is awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, they just acquired this company called Cron. Where you can like schedule. It's kind of like a calendar app, but apparently it's like a little more, like dynamic or whatever. I don't think I tried it out because like you had to email them for like a demo, like a trial account or whatever it is. But like I think. Yeah, I've been using Google Calendar for the longest time, but I was like, oh, Cron would be cool. I wonder, like how much it's going to cost or how that's going to work, now that they got acquired by Notion. But it'd be really cool if they had like an integration or something at one point, because I got the Notion like annual subscription early in the year, mainly because I remember erasing like a whole page of notes, and I was like, crap. The Control-Z is not working. How am I going to recover that? And I found out that obviously the page history, like to restore like the page to like a previous version, you have to have the paid plan.
Is that what you're paying for? Is that the only thing?
Yeah. I have the whatever the next one up from the free tier, license is, like just an individual. I think it's a professional license or whatever. It wasn't much. It was like 30 something bucks, I think, for the year. But I was like, I really like it. I'm probably going to keep it, because I get to share the notes that I have on my app. I've shared it with like my, my team before, because it gives you like a URL, with like the I think the name of the page or whatever it is.
Is that a pro feature too?
I think so. Actually,
Okay.
let's see. Let me look at
Because I used the free one. I'm curious now. Should I pay for Notion now? Like, I really love it.
Yeah, the restoring, like going back to like a previous version of a page in case you lost some data.
Right.
That it said you needed to upgrade. So
Got it.
unfortunately, I did it because I didn't want to lose the notes I had. But let's see here.
I love how simple you can make it, and also how complicated you can make it. And I've done both.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it looks like the personal pro is $4 a month if you pay like the whole year. Oh, so $48. Yeah, that sounds about right then, I guess. I think that's what I paid then. So it wasn't 30 something. It was more like $50 for the year. But it also says unlimited file uploads, unlimited guests, and 30-day version history. Oh, that's what it is then. Yeah, that's what I needed. I mean, it was so stupid because I didn't even, if I hadn't deleted that page, I probably wouldn't have bought, because that was the only reason why I did it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's really cool. I think I have it on my phone as well.
Yeah.
Because it syncs, oh yeah, I do have it on my phone.
Yeah, I'm surprised that that's free because I have it on my phone as well. And usually that would be like on like the Bear app, for instance. It's a premium thing to have it sync across devices. So I hope Notion never takes that away because I love it. I
know it's great.
Yeah.
I need to log in though.
My recommendation.
Yeah, tell us.
So I recently did a little balcony upgrade, and I've been slowly like doing things to it. And one of the latest things I did was I put some of that IKEA tile grass in the corner. I sent a picture to Anna in our Slack, and
nice.
It's such a vibe game changer. It's so nice. Like the tiles are cool enough. They changed our balcony like completely. Just like now we want to go out there and whatnot, but putting the grass down, just like it's just so nice on your bare feet, and the sun is there.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is so nice. Like it's so relaxing.
Right.
And then we got some new chairs that are just amazing. And every single time, like this past week, like we've had quite a few people over, and every single person is like, "Oh, is your dog gonna go potty on the grass?" I'm like, "Well, he hasn't. I don't think he would, but I mean, that's a great point. I didn't even think about that." But or some people have been like, "Oh, is that for your dog? So you don't have to take him downstairs to go outside?" I'm like, "No, that's not what it's for. Don't give him any ideas, please."
I know, yeah. Luckily, Augie hasn't done the same because we've had the tile and the grass. That was one of the first couple of things we got for the new place once we moved into this apartment last year. And we got so much use out of the patio because we moved in and the weather was finally, starting to like get good to hang out outside. Like right now in the summer, we haven't been sitting outside so much because it's so hot. Yeah, but yeah, same thing. Like we love the little, like it adds like that color, like the grass. It's really nice. And we've had a lot of storms and the tiles and the grass look perfectly fine, so I feel like it was a good test. I mean, we've had it for like 9 months or something like that, if not longer. We love it. We got all of our patio furniture from IKEA, the tiles, the grass, the bench that we have out there as well. And yeah, it's so nice, for when you want to.
I gotta see a picture of your balcony. I don't know if I've seen it with the bench. I would, because we're looking at a bench maybe as well, or one of those things where it's like the bench and then above it is like stuff you can like hang plants on or lights or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So I'm thinking about doing that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll send you a picture. I'm pretty sure that Sam has some good ones with Augie, like our model.
I won't accept a picture unless it has Augie in it. So
yeah. But he hasn't gone on the grass. And the funny thing is he knows it's fake, because at the puppy park here, they sort of recently they put turf down instead of like real grass and the dirt that they had, and he will not go on the turf unless he's like he cannot hold it. But he always finds like the little, the area by the fence where it has like the real grass, to go potty. But yeah, the dogs, they know that it's fake, so I feel like your Pablo probably won't go unless an accident happens.
They can smell real grass and fake grass for sure, because it probably smells like absolute plastic to them anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Augie loves it though. He's always laying on the grass out when I let him outside. He loves, I guess, how it feels on the belly. So it's pretty cute.
Well, we're probably close to time. I know you gotta roll, but just real quick, thank you guys if you made it this far, by the way. Really appreciate it. Super fun. Also, if you made it this far, please help me out. I use Morning Brew every day to check the news and stuff for like tech news, money news, news, whatever. I have a little link down below, whatever you're listening to this episode on. Just consider signing up. It's free. If you use my link, I can get a sticker. I would love a little sticker. And the more and more link affiliate things that I get, the more things that I get. I might be able to get a sweater, a cup, a mug, silly little things like that. It would mean the world to me. So please, if you are considering signing up anyway, might as well use my link. It's already down below. You don't even have to Google Morning Brew. So I'm actually, it could be me doing you a favor in this case. So there's
that's
that.
Awesome.
And then other than that, that's pretty much all I had. Are all good?
Yeah, that's I guess plenty of news and some interesting things that we'll be able to talk to.
It's been a while. Yeah, we didn't even address that. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been it's summer. We're busy. It's beautiful. Yep. You got to go outside. You got to do things. You got to see people. The world's opening up. All that stuff. Blah blah blah. You already know. But if that's it, then thank you guys for listening. Roll the outro, I guess. Thank you.
Bye.